Hello and welcome to Bill and Ted's Wildlife Adventures, not part 2 but part 3. Now we are still in phylum Chordata. We're going to take a look at a different class today. But first of all, let's say hi to Ted. Look at that. He's a wonderful specimen of our human anatomy. He's a lot taller than I. That makes me a little jealous, though he doesn't have a jaw. One up. He's angry today, not sure why, but moving on. So let's go ahead and take a look at, so like I said, phylum Chordata, class Osteichthyes. Osteo being the root for bone, and then ichthyes, obviously fish, so bonefish. These fish have ossified bones, unlike the previous in part 2 dose. Look at that, 1, 2. Chondrichthyes. Okay, so external anatomy is as follows. Starting up here, we have the mouth, and now let's take a look at the mouth. This is a very amazing structure. Look at that. Oh, it moves, and can we get? Yeah, there we go. Look at that. It just expands, forming that suction. So it doesn't actually have to be right up on its prey. It can be just near it, and then it'll actually open this. And then if we can take another view here, open up its mouth, and then actually the operculum will open up here to provide a greater cavity, a greater pharyngeal cavity here, to create that suction to absorb that prey. All right, so now we have the mouth, very interesting mouth, very nice. We have the nostrils, the eye here, moving posteriorly. We have the dorsal fin. This is the spiny dorsal fin. And then right posterior to that, we have the soft dorsal fin. The much stronger spines on this, hence the soft versus spiny. And then now here we have the caudal fin. This particular caudal fin, if you can take a look at, it's been truncated. It's not rounded on the back. It's cut off like this. So truncate fin. We have the pelvic fins here. And then we also have the anal fin along with the vent. Now it's difficult to see. It got cut off. Let's see if it has it on the other side. Here we go. Yes. So this is the pectoral fin. Because of the dissection, it got cut off on this side. So very interesting to note. Okay, so this is the basic external anatomy. Let's take a look internally. Now we're going to put this fish aside for a moment. I'm going to put this fish aside for a moment because its anatomy is very, very particular. We'll come back. So first of all, remove this outer layer here, and let's just dig right in. Let's start dorsally and then move ventrally here. So very noteworthy, we have the spinal cord. And look at this. You actually can see the individual vertebrae. Very important. Now, interestingly enough, this particular fish has its kidneys right in amongst its vertebrae. You wouldn't even imagine that this is actually an organ, but indeed it is. And you know it's an organ because you know, if you take your pliers, you can gently scrape it off. I don't want to remove too much. All right. So we have the vertebrae and we have the kidneys. Now, right next, moving ventrally, we have the swim bladder. Now, the swim bladder obviously isn't inflated right now, but we have the swim bladder here. Okay, very nice swim bladder, and then we have the gonads. This is the gonad here, relatively large structure. Now, the important thing about this next fish, let's go ahead and move down. This fish is currently housing thousands and thousands of eggs. Look at this. Look how big this gonad has to be in order to contain this. Now, obviously, the fish is is weighed down from having all these eggs, so it is a little bit at a disadvantage for the internal fertilization, but nonetheless, very amazing dissection here with all these little eggs. And you can see can you see the individuals here? You know, just like that. All right, very good. Now moving back. So that's the gonad we just took a look at here, and then the intestines right there. And then, like I said, the intestines, they lead to the vent, which is right here. And the vent is just anterior to the anal fin. All right. Moving back into interior, we have the intestines again, and then let's move anterior as well. So we have the stomach here. Here we go. Right there. Fill up with food. or nope, excuse me. Here's the stomach. Stomach is right there. There we go. And then right above the stomach, just like in human anatomy, we have the liver right there. This is this solid organ. And then, you know, actually I forgot to mention the isn't that pancreas or something like that around here? Nope, no pancreas. Okay, but the pyloric saci is actually right here. Here we go. Pyloric saci, right there. Very good. Liver, spine, spinal cord. Okay, and then also the gills, like we mentioned, are right underneath the operculum. These ciliated structures here. Okay, so very good. Let's go ahead and and the heart, my wonderful assistant. You cannot forget your heart, right? Just don't break it. You can forget it, right? All right, here we go. There's the heart. All right. Okay. So let's recap. Let's go head to toe. Recap the internal anatomy. So we have the gills covered up by the operculum. We have that very complex mouth here. I know that's external, but very interesting. Look at that. It's just fun to do. We have the heart here, and then we have the liver, which resides right on top of the stomach. Okay, and then from the stomach, dorsally, if we kind of move this, we have the pyloric cc. And then from the pyloric cc, we have the intestines, which leads to the vent. We have the gonads here, and then we have the swim bladder, and then we have the kidneys, which are right on top of the spinal column there. All right, so very good. And don't forget your fins and all that stuff. Let's go over the fins one more time. I have to flip this so let's take a look at the fins. So this is the pectoral fin. Here we go. Remember, you got cut off on this side. But then we have the pelvic fins here. We have the anal fin. We have the caudal fin, and this is of the truncate type. And then moving back to the dorsal fins, we have the spiny and then the soft. Okay. Well, very good. I hope you enjoyed our third dissection. I hope your brains are filled with wonderful fishy knowledge, okay? You take care, have a wonderful day, and you know what? Guess what he says? Check it out. He says, bye-bye, see you later.